So welcome to Random Thoughts.
Thank you.
I kind of want to look at this topic in three ways. Cryotherapy. The first is ice for acute injuries. You were talking about the Gabe...
Merkin.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, so Gabe Merkin wrote a book a while ago, back in the 70s, I think, outlining the RICE protocol.
He kind of invented it, didn't he?
Yeah, rest, ice, compress, elevate. And anyway, just recently he released an article saying that he takes it back.
Yeah, I remember reading that.
Ice is no good for acute sports injuries just because it decreases the amount of lymphatic drainage and proteins and like macrophages and things like that getting to the start the healing process.
Yeah, so the theory, and this got kind of prompted by Kelly Starrett, that video we showed a while back about he now doesn't do rest, ice, compress, elevate. He has move, compress, elevate.
Yeah.
So move as early as you can to encourage lymphatic drainage to get the joint moving and get the fluids and the good stuff in and the bad stuff out. The theory being that ice, and the original theory behind ice was you stop the pain, stop the swelling, that's good. Less swelling means faster recovery. But if you stop the swelling, that's kind of the inflammation is kind of the first step.
Yeah, it's the body's natural process of dealing with an injured site to increase blood flow to the area.
Yeah, and so if you cut that early, you're just delaying that first step. And so the first step, instead of being a 24, 48 hour thing, drags on and on and on.
Yeah. And built up scar tissue as well. If you're not getting the blood flow through, it just sits there.
So it hasn't fully swung away from RICE. I still think there's a place for it.
Definitely, yeah.
Like post-surgery ACL.
Yeah.
Like we saw Bet Cole do that a lot this year with the cryo cuff.
That's an amazing.
If I did my ACL and had a surgery, I would be icing all day, every day.
Yeah. And I always tell the athletes to ice for pain because it's just really good at getting rid of that feeling.
And there's a balance between if you ice, you stop the healing process, but if you ice, you reduce the pain. Reduced pains could potentially mean you can start moving earlier.
Yeah.
And then the pain inhibition cycle where you have a joint or a muscle that's painful, you don't use it, it becomes inhibited, it becomes weak and atrophied.
Yeah.
Maybe if you ice early, as a flip side argument, maybe if you ice early, you can actually keep the muscle active and get back to the early stage rehab, ankle raises for calf sprain, for example.
So it definitely has its place.
Yeah.
It's just you've got to consider each injury differently.
And I'm actually, as a continued caveat argument, I remember I went to my last first aid course, which was 18 months ago now, something like that. I remember I brought this topic up with the instructor and she said maybe the body's response to injury is actually too much of an overshoot. So it goes too far with the inflammation. And so maybe a little bit of ice can actually whoa, easy tiger, bring it back to normal.
Yeah, just keep it under control.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But as far as the getting the joint healthy, the return to play, I don't think ice is actually that. It's not the golden child it used to be.
Yeah, and if you just step back and look at the big picture, it's cold things move slower, and we want more blood through the area to
get the proteins in, get the waste out, get the healing through the ligament or the tissue, whatever it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I would ice corkies.
Yep.
Maybe, but then again, probably not for that long.
No.
I'd be encouraging gentle movement. Definitely don't foam roll it.
No, don't touch it.
Yeah. So it's a little bit out of our scope whether we recommend in or out of ice.
Prescribe it, yeah, absolutely.
But it's an interesting thing that I think physios are starting to change as well in the way they view this stuff. So it's a fascinating topic.
Yes, it's a good one.
The next thought for ice, let's talk bigger picture.
Yeah.
Cryotherapy for the entire body, ice baths.
Yeah.
Do you ice bath often?
I don't ice bath, but I'll have a cold shower and it is a lot of fun.
Let's hold on the cold showers for a little bit though. Ice baths, recovery, do you think they work or not?
So the physiological effects, it's just, there's not enough there to support it, but the nervous system effects,
I think that's the big one.
That's where it's at. Yeah.
That big, you initially go in the water and go, oh my goodness, this is so cold. Yeah. And there's that initial sympathetic shock system. But if you stay in the ice and the cold long enough, the body just naturally comes back into parasympathetic mode. It just, whether it does anything physiological, I doubt it.
Yeah.
But it's the systemic effect on the nervous system of shutting everything down, putting you into a state ready for recovery.
Like a system reset.
Exactly, yeah. Shocking the system into a reset. So, slowing the heart rate down, promoting more blood flow after you're out of the ice.
Yeah.
So
you vasoconstrict and all of the blood flow is it's shut down, and then you get out and you start to warm up and you get all that fresh oxygen and
fresh
drainage.
And that hard reset on the nervous system, so it wakes up, for example. You'll sleep deeper afterwards usually. Cold, like Tim Ferriss talks a lot about cold showers, cold packs before you go to bed to improve your sleep and improve fat loss. It's pretty cool stuff. Like,
and huge. If you're doing the ice baths and you're feeling they're working, keep doing them. Like, it's a huge placebo.
People discount placebo and go, "Oh, it's a placebo. I'm not going to do it."
Yeah.
But if
it's working, keep doing it.
Exactly. If you believe in the placebo with anything, so if, who knows? Like, a lot of the stuff we could do could be a placebo. But do you feel like you're jumping hard? Do you feel like you're moving better? Do your knees feel happier? Don't fix what they broke. The placebo effect is quite powerful. It's like if it feels like it's working, and because the brain controls everything, if your brain thinks you're getting somewhere, you can cut pain signals, you can improve strength, you can improve power, just because you think it's working.
Yeah. It's
kind of like hippie stuff, but it works. Yeah.
I like it.
Cold showers though, I cut you off before. Talk about your cold shower routine.
So I used to just jump in straight into a cold shower, and it sucked, and it's not sustainable, so don't do it.
But I tried that as well. You sit there, it's like,
do it.
No. You end up you spend more time not in the shower than
Yeah, but now I'll get into a warm shower, and then I'll make it just a little bit uncomfortably warm, and I'll go, all right, cold all the way, bang.
So you go from hot straight to cold.
Yep, straight to cold, and then it's the initial shock. And then it's just really calming, and you get used to it.
Similar to the ice bath theory, where you're shutting the body out. How long do you go on cold for?
I started around 30 seconds, and now, like, once you crack a minute, you can just pretty much go for as long as you want. Like, the danger I feel is when you stop being cold, you're like, this is normal. Like, okay, I should probably get out now. My body's not shivering cold anymore.
I've been, and we got this from Tim Ferriss. Yeah. Is that what you found from Ferriss?
The brown fat. Yeah.
Go.
So there's different areas of the body where it will store the brown fat, and it's the Michael Phelps scenario. He's in a pool for 4 hours a day and he eats 12,000 calories a day and he's ripped and jacked. Like, what's the deal there?
Yeah.
And the thing is, the body needs so much energy to deal with the thermoregulation, because it's just the water's constantly sapping the heat from his body, and so it's working really hard to keep it up.
Because water's more dense than air, it has a bigger heat loss effect on the body, so it sucks more out.
And it's just so...
Which is why you jump in a pool that's room temperature, it feels different to a room that's room temperature. Yeah. Because there's more,
And that cold therapy it sort of jump starts the body and to start that process, and you only need a little taste of it to keep going and get out.
So tell me more about the brown fat, because I don't know which one's metabolically active. So you have brown fat and white fat.
Yeah, and white fat's no good, and that's the fat that you store.
That's kind of just sitting there, just making you look fat.
But the brown fat is used for the thermoregulation, and it's like the healthy fat.
And that's like metabolically active, right?
Yeah, and it has a large role in that thermoregulation. And so when you challenge it and you start making the body cold
with deliberate cold exposure,
I'm not sure on the effects of someone that's already really fit on using that trick to get even leaner. Yeah. But for populations that are looking to just lose weight,
from a fat loss point of view,
then it can be really beneficial.
I cold shower in the mornings as well. I find on top, like, the fat loss thing is nice if it happens. Like, I love that. But I think the best thing for me is it just wakes me up.
Yeah, you feel amazing.
Like, you get up in the morning, it's like sleepy, and you train or you shower straight away or whatever, and then you have a warm shower, you kind of stay the same. You have a cold shower, you go to that, it's like,
good to go. I'm good to start the day.
The day has started, yeah, exactly. So I love that, and it's kind of like, it's like a bit of a mental toughness thing. So
I sleep better and I have more energy in the morning. It just wakes you up. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, cold showers for the win.